welcome to another Moog demo library. Today we're going to look at using Messenger and Spectravox together, using Spectravox to process the sound of Messenger, and in particular tying Messenger and Spectravox together into a feedback loop. To start, I have the main audio output of Messenger going into the program input of Spectravox with the green cable. And we are listening to the output from the rear of Spectravox. This sends the sound of Messenger into the program filter bank of Spectravox, and we can see the program preamp of Spectravox light up as we play. But we won't hear anything because the program input of Spectravox is used for analysis, not synthesis. If we patch the program output on Spectravox's patch bay into the carrier input, we can now hear the Messenger through Spectravox's filter bank. With this setup, we can crank the program preamp to get a lot of distortion. Processing Messenger through the Spectravox filter bank can give us some really nice spectral editing capabilities. And if we engage the LFO, we'll get tones not dissimilar to a phaser. Messenger's CV output contains the control voltage signal from its keyboard. So by patching that to the LFO rate input on Spectravox, we can change the frequency of our spectral shifting with the keyboard. Spectravox is a signal processor that adds a lot of analog warmth and psychedelic motion to whatever sound you patch into it. But how can we take it one step further? A classic mini Moog trick from the 70s was to patch the headphone output into the external input. This feedback adds a lot of grit and a little bit of instability to the mini Moog's tone. We can do the same thing on Messenger by patching its headphone output to the external input, but why don't we insert Spectravox into that feedback loop? Now we've tangled things up quite a bit. The only change we made was to patch the Messenger headphone output to the program input of Spectravox, and then take the rear output of Spectravox and patch that to the Messenger external input. And now we're listening to Messenger's main audio output rather than Spectravox's output, because Spectravox is in our feedback path. So if I just play Messenger, we'll hear the dry Messenger sound. We won't hear Spectravox until I increase the feedback external input control on Messenger. As usual with feedback, once we start increasing this control, there's no telling where it's going to go. Editing the levels of Spectravox's 10 filters and playing with Spectral Shift will give us a lot of control over these gnarly feedback tones. Feedback is a nonlinear process. Once you're in the land of feedback, you must let your ears be your guide, because some controls may no longer follow the typical rules of logic you're used to. But at the end of the day, experimenting with analog sound is one of the joys of using synthesizers. So crank the feedback and see what happens.